Good morning, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Sam and I'll be your cook today. Today I'm continuing my series on cooking with WIC ingredients, and I'll be making tuna cakes or tuna croquettes, whatever you want to call them. They're essentially crab cakes but with tuna. I'm going to start by chopping up in fairly small bits equal amounts of onion, bell pepper, yellow. I found these in the reduced produce section at my local Stop and Shop. They're perfectly fine for cooking. In fact, they're very nice. Chop it up kind of roughly and then use a little mincing action. My knife could do with some sharpening. You know what? I'm gonna save this to snack on and get some of this orange guy in here. Maybe a little more orange. And again, save that for snack. And carrots. For carrots, I tend to buy these little snacky carrots. Kids can snack on them, and when I need to use them in a recipe, I just grab a handful and cut them up. And then we'll just give them a little extra chop. You want your veggies to be fairly small, you know, like a mince, kind of minced up. But don't obsess about getting every single one of them teeny tiny. You know, a couple pieces like that, fine. Okay, now that we've got the veggies all cut, let's move on to the mixing up of the mixture. We're going to start with a couple eggs. Uh-oh, did I see some shell in there? Yeah, I don't think so. Oh well. I'll know if one of them goes crunch. We're going to add to that a couple tablespoons of mayonnaise, a drop or two of Tabasco, going to add just a dash of cream. You can use milk if you want, or you can omit it entirely. Looking good so far. Then we're going to add my previously chopped veggies. And now at this point, you can add whatever kinds of extra flavorings you want. Herbs, spices, horseradish. You can add more Tabasco if you want. I'm just going to add a little Italian seasoning. Just a little bit. And of course, a little salt. A little more salt. And a little pepper. Alright, and now we've come to the titular part of the recipe, tuna fish. I'm going to put 2 cans in. I have chunk white albacore and chunk light tuna, both in water. It doesn't really matter what grade you get. Water usually works best. You don't want too much oil in there, the cakes will fall apart. Okay, so we've got 2 cans of tuna opened and drained of most of its water. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And now, I'm going to turn them into cakes instead of just a big bowl of slop. We're going to add breadcrumbs. You can use plain or you can use seasoned, doesn't matter. If you use seasoned, you might want to go easy on the seasonings and herbs you put in before. Now the amount here is very inexact. It's going to depend on the amount of liquid you have in here and exactly how much breadcrumbs it takes to get to the right consistency. Oops, spilled some more. Yeah, looking good. All right, now let's cook these babies. There's a couple different ways you can cook these. You can do them either in a pan on the stovetop or in the oven. I'll do some each way and we'll see which way tastes better. For the stovetop method, we're going to take our cake and we're just going to coat it in another little layer of breadcrumbs here. Yeah, I should probably let it heat up a little bit more. You want it to go sizzle when it hits the pan. Okay. If the pan seems dry, like it looks here, just drizzle a little more olive oil in there. It'll sort of spread out among the cakes. What you want is to brown one side, flip them, and brown the other. You want them to definitely cook all the way through though, because there are raw eggs in there, so you definitely want that to cook. So I'm going to let those cook for a little bit and we'll discuss the second method. For the oven method of cooking, we're just going to use a glass baking pan. Still need a little oil. We'll put a little oil on the bottom just so they don't stick. That's enough. There. That's good. Oh, I think it's time to flip these guys. Oh yeah, look at that. Definitely. Once you flip them, you can turn the heat down a little bit. Just to give them time for the heat to come up through the cakes and make sure everything's nice and cooked inside. So I've got this turned down and we'll leave these here cooking for probably another 5 minutes. So we're just going to form them into more cakes. They don't have to be uniform in size, as you can see. And then we'll just throw these in a preheated oven at 350 for 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, the moment of truth. I have here the cake cooked in a pan and the ones cooked in the oven. And a fork. Let's see. First the oven cakes. Which, by the way, took more like 20 minutes to cook. Just to make sure they're all the way cooked. Very tasty. Now the stovetop ones. Very similar with just a little bit more crunch. Whichever way you want. The oven is going to be more healthy because it's got less oil. This way it's more crunchy. Either way, serve it with rice and you got yourself a great little meal. Very good.